Back with DC strats for Nibble. This season, the bosses change, and all mech units have minus 15% HP per second, and counter units have plus 20% attack and 20% HP. My recommendations for Super Fusion cores this season is to 120 Surya and Mordred for DPS, and then Ecclesia for survivability. I will be going over the mechanics of the fights, some stats for nerds, and I have an example team for you to use this season, which you can find the squad code in the description below. Also, if I happen across any runs, you can find those pinned in the comment section. All of this will be timestamped, which you can find in the video's description, so let me show you what I got. This boss is a sniper CO who deploys a ton of ads like this is the last stand stage. This boss gains 5 stacks of a buff anytime a unit dies. Each stack of the buff will give the boss 1% attack, stacking up to 100, and on expert only, this also gives 1% skill haste, stacking up to 100. If no unit is within melee range, the boss will attack the farthest unit on the field. As you can see here, the boss stops attacking Raphael and starts attacking Chinatsu. Now, if you happen to deploy something within melee range, the boss will start attacking that and stop attacking your farthest unit. Let's talk about the ads. B-side did this a little different than how they have in the past. Nibble has a cooldown on her ability to summon more ads, but she'll only use it if she has no more allies on the field. This means if you keep one of them alive, she won't spawn more. Though the phase change ads will spawn regardless if you haven't cleared out the previous ad, this also counts towards her ally count for her summon skill. The boss will phase change at 60% HP, in which she knocks back all your units and summons a bunch of ads. This can also happen if 10 units die before 60%, and in which she'll jump forward and then knock back everybody and summon more ads. The boss will use a special in which she shoots out her tail in front of her, dealing AoE damage. The boss's ultimate, indicated by the purple bar underneath its portrait, will attack your entire team. It does 10 hits, which are all spread out evenly among everybody that's on the field. For the pattern enhance, it changes the phase change quota from 10 kills to only 5, in which the boss will sit there and jump forward, knocking your units back that are in melee range. On every second counter deployed, the boss will gain 5 stacks as if a unit had died. Time for some stats for nerds. This boss has 5.2 million HP, 4,200 defense, 5,412 hit, and 1,325 evasion. This means your tanks are going to need 2,887 or more evasion in order to dodge, and your DPS will need 2,454 or more in order to surefire, and if you cut the evasion in half, they'll need 1,203 or more hit in order to surefire. We're going to go ahead and start this off deploying Ecclesia in the middle of our ship. Give her a couple of seconds to walk forward and then deploy our Blacktail in the back. Ideally, you don't want Ecclesia being hit. You want Blacktail being the first one hit by that range attack. And then about 246, we drop our Chinatsu after our soldiers die, and then immediately deploy Mordred. Now this is where this fight's a lot of RNG to it. We need that big ad being caught in the front so that Mordred focuses it down. We want it dead as quickly as possible. We hate that thing. It's an absolute terror. We want it gone quickly. Now, depending on your skill haste, if you don't have as much skill haste as my Swan, deploy Swan immediately. I'm just deploying her for timing purposes here. but like I said, depending on skill haste. And then we ultimate on Chinatsu as soon as possible. We'll need that later, and we need to heal now. We'll go ahead and do that. And then as soon as the Calacia special runs out, that's when you blind all the ads, and then deploy Surya at about the front of your ship so that she can immediately start attacking. At about 207, we ult on Mordred in order to dodge that ultimate, preserving her shield. And then we go ahead and deploy our Spencer. And I'm using Katarina here. I do find Katarina good. You can use somebody like Dorothy, but you deploy Katarina in the back here so that her buff gets applied and then she'll reapply it on special, but we don't want her specialing right away, so we want her to walk up and then special, reapplying it. And then it's just use ultimates. Let Calacia finish her special before you ultimate, then use it, and then use Surya's as soon as possible. And of course, you know, miss every single crit on Surya. And at this point, I got tired of watching Surya not crit, so I just went ahead and took whatever it gave me. But yeah. And of course, you know, Surya doing the most damage here. Mordred does some decent damage, but it's mainly on the ads. For this team, we are using Albion as the ship and Kemhana with AoE res as the operator. For Calacia, we have CDR on her, tanky CDR, little melee res to help out with the flying ads. For Swan, we want her on our fastest CDR gear that we can afford. Blacktail doesn't need any gear. The faster it dies, the better, actually. For Mordred, we're going with CDR. We do take a line of range damage, but mainly we want around 60% skill haste on her. For Chinatsu, we're going full tank CDR with about 78% skill haste. Works out here for me. For Surya, we're going full A speed with anti-sniper damage lines. Good luck. And then for Spencer, we're just going as much tanky CDR as we can. We are spamming her specials as much as possible. And then the same for Katharina, though since she comes out so late, we can't afford to actually put Mage on her. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope this helps you improve your scores this season. Surya is probably the most frustrating thing to crit fish with, so good luck with that. But can we ban her from DC? Is that possible? Is that a thing? Can we just like never let her do it again? Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're feeling extra special, you can join the Mage Institute by clicking the join button. You can catch me on Discord, link is in the description, and if you want to help support this channel, there's a link in the description for that too. As always, I will see you all next time.